Hello everyone, very quick reading. I've got some videos that I want to make and put out today. Yes, my internet has been fixed, or my friend's internet should I say, has been fixed, so I thought, you know what, I'll do this. I've just got in from work and yeah, get me in the mood for doing the rest of the readings that I said I was going to do today, and the energy today is absolutely beautiful, even if you might have had a trying time at work, or today, like, things are not quite going right, but not necessarily because things are going wrong. It's just seems like there's something transmuting in the energy. So I thought I'll just have a quick look to see what's going on. Right, 8 of Cups, 9 of Swords, 10 of Swords, 8, 9, 10, transmutation. So walking away from something that has been keeping you up at night, thoughts around a betrayal, this is good, right? Because you're able to walk, you're walking away from it. So when you're up at night, because you've been betrayed, but you're not walking away, that's where the issues can come into play. Rhymes, so it's got to be true. Seems like, just like what I was just saying about today, it can be that some things have not been quite going right. You might be in your head, you might not necessarily be sleeping, being woken up at night. 10 of Cups, it came out face up, bosh, right? It might be during the day, you might have been distracted today. Oh yeah, Star, come on. That's what I'm saying. Wherever you're tuning in from, I hope you're having a lovely day. And we've got a face-up card here. Ooh, 5 of Pentacles. And these I'm going to take as outcomes. Let's have a look. Whatever it is, it's going to be, whatever you're walking away from, I'm going to turn these cards over in a minute, but it's clearly bringing you into emotional fulfillment, which, because you are in a line with your emotional fulfillment, right, it's going to bring about all of your dreams come true. We've got the Star. I've got 10, 10 here, 8, 9, 10, 10, 17, 5, right? And we've got the 5 of Pentacles here. This is being left out in the cold. Maybe a hardship in your reality, maybe in some way. Usually, as you already know, Pentacles will be the money suit, but for me it's the material world, which is our reality. So King of Cups, right? Yeah, so walking away, bringing you into King of Cups energy, which is bringing you that emotional fulfillment, because the King of Cups is that, for me, people, I believe it says in the Arthur Edward White cards, the Rider deck, that you can use the court cards as a masculine or feminine, a divine masculine or feminine in your environment, right? But I'm not very good at divining like that, and I don't like to divine like that. Usually the tarot that I do is purely for introspection, not to discern what's going to happen to you, because I feel that although we're fated, it's not that we don't have a say in it, right? So when I do my cards, this is how can we recognize the energies within ourselves, to look within ourselves and alchemize, so that we can bring our fate in and the fate that we want, yeah? To the King of Pentacles, right? So, like I say, I've got we've got walking away, right, which is the physical, emotional energy. So it's not just the feeling, but actually incorporating how you feel into your environment, right, which is bringing about this King of Pentacles energy. Because you're doing it in the environment. It comes from the star, it comes from that emotional fulfillment. It's like, and it brings in this physical kind of mastery within your reality. You might not have everything that you want right now, but it's certainly building up to that. It's like you're being able to discern as a king does over his claim, right? To be able to go, right, this decision needs to be made for that reason, and this decision needs to be made for that reason, and this decision needs to be for that reason. Very recently, we've had a lot of the feminine energy behind this, the Queen of Cups, Queen of Pentacles, etc., which is, you know, there's an old Greek or Turkish proverb, and it's like, the man is the head of the house, and the woman is the neck and the shoulders, and she turns the head any way she likes. And if you look at that in tarot, it's like, seeing as the Pentacles is the last suit, the manifestation, seeing as the kings are like the sun, and the queens are like the moon, the emotion, before we can bring about that physical manifestation, we have to go through the process of the fire and the emotion, the water, right? The combination of the two with discernment, air, comes the physical reality. And this one here, we've got the Eight of Swords. Okay, so it's quite strange, right? Because we should be able to read this in a few different, it should make sense forward, backward, and over the Irish Sea. I don't know why I said over the Irish Sea, but here we go. So walking away, right, walking away from something which brings you into this emotional fulfillment, which is potentially walking away from this Five of Pentacles energy of being left out in the cold, poverty, you know, with a person looking up to the Pentacles now. Okay, we've got walking away from things that are trapping you in your mind, which isn't allowing you to rest and get into that not necessarily manifesting energy, because we're always manifesting, but the manifesting and receiving of the things that we want in our lives, right? So walking away from that then takes us out of receiving the things and going over our minds about the things that keep us inside of our head. And it's maybe a betrayal. Maybe you've been betrayed, but maybe you've realised that by keeping yourself in this Nine of Swords energy, you're actually betraying yourself from being able to move forward and gain the star, right? The above and the below. Now we've got this being trapped. We've got the King of Pentacles, the Eight of Swords. How many eights have we got here? 88. 17 reduces to 8. 8, 8, 8. 5, King, King. 10, 10. Yeah. This is very progressive energy. It's good. It's good. Anyway, so we've got being trapped. So being able to discern how your physical reality, you interact with it and make the right decisions, right, will, if you do not follow that advice that you give to yourself, that intuition, that self-love, that self-knowing, then you can be trapped. And being trapped is going to keep you in that poverty mindset, okay? Another way this could be read is that there could be a masculine, a divine masculine that is keeping you trapped. You know, she's keeping you trapped. It could be that you are that masculine energy that is trapping yourself. That's the way I prefer to say it, because essentially we, and this might trigger a few people, we are the only ones that actually have a say on how we feel. If somebody else has done something, right, that's up to them. It's how we are going to receive it, and whether we are going to stay caught up in our minds because of somebody else's actions. We allow that to affect ourselves. We allow it to affect us, you know? And that's what will bring you into that kind of poverty mindset. We've got a lot. We've got some beautiful cards here. We've got a major arcana, the star, twinkle twinkle, right? It's Aquarius energy, I believe. I'm not sure, but then again, the sun, the star, is also, I would say, Aries and Leo energy as well. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Yeah, 8. We've got releasing negativity here, right? Shine bright. Okay, and the 2 outcomes. We've got the Queen of Wands in reverse, and we've got the Queen of Pentacles in the upright. So this is the likely outcome. This is brilliant, right? Because we've got the Queen to the King of Pentacles, and we've got the Queen of Wands in reverse. Now, the Queen of Wands in reverse is somebody who is not in their best self. This is the Queen of Wands in reverse is somebody that I quite closely link to the devil energy, because some people like to call it the dick witch. Okay, so this could be someone else. This could be yourself, right? This is like that you're trying to manipulate through passion. That emotional energy is like maybe overemphasizing the negative side of femininity through sex, okay? And that might be because the outcome here with the Queen of Pentacles is to try to match up that emotional, like you've got the physical, you've got the wise discern, like the wise ability to work your environment, but now you want that inner side as well. Now it's good to see that that's up. Okay, it's a shame to see that we've got the Queen of Wands in reverse. I'd like to just get a final clarifier about that Queen of Wands final outcome. Yeah, that landed on the floor, so I'm not going to take it face down. What was it anyway? It was the Sun in reverse. Okay, I'm glad it landed on the floor. Now, I've got Wheel of Fortune on the bottom, so everything's happening in divine timing. Let's get one on the Queen of Wands. How can we alchemize this Queen of Wands? Knight of Swords on the shelf, but more upright. It could be that this message, that this why I felt called to do this reading. It could be that this was the message that could potentially tip you into the upright. You're more favourably upright because it was slightly on the shelf. This is a fast moving energy. You might all of a sudden get a download from this message. You might get a download from somewhere else. High Priestess, intuition, right, on the bottom of the deck. Good. So, is that the outcome then? No, because 2 cards, I guess, and because we've called more energy into it to find out about that Queen of Wands, with the Knight of Swords nearly in the upright. It's a fast energy, right? So don't be rushing into this Queen of Pentacles, because The Knight of Swords, he's going a little bit too fast. Even his horse is looking back at him going, hang on a second, are you sure you want to be covering this much ground? You know what I mean? So we'll get one card for a outcome, because it just doesn't read like an outcome, you know. Although one positive, one negative is good, I would rather you weren't a dickwitch. Justice in reverse. This is Libra energy, and we've got 11 here. You might find you'll think that this message isn't being fair. There might be something in your environment that you're still holding on to. It feels like this is your potential here, but above and below we have being trapped in your mind and out in the cold. Right? We've also got betrayal and the Nine of Swords that in your head. Look, you might feel that you haven't got the justice that you deserve. Let go, because Spirit's got you, right? If you're here watching this, then you already know about Spirit, and Spirit isn't selective. It doesn't just suddenly come and go and this and that. Maybe you don't feel Spirit sometimes. Spirit's always working in the background, and sometimes I know, at least for myself and speaking experience, like I feel lonely with Spirit sometimes because Spirit's just doing its thing and I don't necessarily feel connected. But what I do find is I reconnect with Spirit when I let go of the need to gain justice. People are people, and if you have been stabbed in the back, if you are stabbing yourself in the back, or if you're stabbing someone else in the back, right, you may not ever get that justice that you require, okay? And that's a lesson in itself. It's to learn that you don't need to get justice in that way. Spirit is working with their spirit, with that situation spirit, and essentially, when you walk away from it, when you walk away from these thoughts, then you change the cycle to stop perpetuating that which is keeping you in there. Yeah. So learning to forgive yourself as part of the situation, even if you haven't done anything wrong. Right? Forgive yourself for even entering into the situation where you've been betrayed, or you've betrayed yourself, or you've betrayed another. Because when we forgive ourselves, we can then forgive the other. Because we can only know forgiveness once we've forgiven ourselves. Otherwise, how can we do it? It's like they say on the aeroplanes, you know, on the cards. It's like if you're traveling with a child and there's a warning you're going to crash or whatever, the first person you need to put the mask on is yourself, right? It seems horrible, but think about it. If that plane hits the water and you've put the mask on a child, but you haven't got it on yourself, it crashes. Say the child survives because of the air, right? And you didn't. Well, when the water starts coming into the aircraft and everybody's trampling over everybody to try and get out, yeah, your child has a significant chance there of dying because you're not there to look after them. And it probably would have been a nicer way to go to die instantly when hitting that water. Spirit, please let this not actually be the case. Of course, you know that I feel like that. This is an example, all right? So, but the example is when you look after yourself, you are then qualified to look after other people. And when you are able to look after yourself more often, Hierophant in reverse, holding up in the hand there. So when you're able to look after yourself, then you are qualified to be able to look after somebody else. If you start with the other, first of all, then you're going to lose. Okay, the other does exist, and it's important to make sure that you're behaving in your best possible way, therefore considering the way that your actions affect other people. Okay, that way is how we give to another first. All right? thank you very much. That was a strange message, and I felt like it needed to come out. And I will be seeing Aries, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces after I've had a shower. See you later.